Hello, in this video, we shall be looking at comparing two fractions, just two fractions. If there are more than two, there's a way to go about it. But for these videos, we are comparing just two fractions. Now, to compare fractions is to tell which of them is greater or smaller, as the case may be. So let's start with fractions with the same denominator or bottom numbers. Let's say 5/7 and 3/7. These fractions are called like fractions if they have the same denominator. They are called like fractions. So in this case, in comparing like fractions, you ignore the denominators or the bottom numbers. 7 and 7, ignore them. Your eyes should be on the top numbers, 5 and 3. The fraction with the bigger top number is the greater fraction or the bigger fraction if they have the same denominator. So in this case, 5/7 is greater than 3/7. We have another one. Let's say 4/9 and let's say 1/9. Again, they have the same bottom numbers, so these are like fractions. Ignore the bottom numbers, the 9 and 9. Your eye should be on the top numbers, 4 and 1. The fraction that has the bigger top number is the bigger fraction. So again, to be like this, 4/9 is bigger than 1/9. This applies for fractions with the same denominator. Let's look at fractions that have the same numerator or top numbers. Let's say 5 and 8, 5 and 11. Here they have the same top numbers, 5, 5. In this case, you ignore the 5, 5. You ignore the 5, 5. Your eyes should be on the bottom numbers, 8 and 11. Now, in this case, the reverse is the case. The fraction that has the smaller bottom number is the greater fraction. Where they have the same numerator or top numbers, your eyes should be on the bottom numbers, and the fraction with the smaller denominator or bottom number is the bigger fraction. So it's like the opposite of the one we did earlier. So in this case, here is 8, here is 11, and because this is smaller, this 8 is smaller than 11, this fraction is bigger than this fraction, where they have the same top number. Let's go on that one. Let's look at 7/12 and 7/10. Again, the same top numbers. Leave the top numbers. Your eye should be on 12 and 10. In this case, the fraction with the smaller bottom number is the bigger fraction. So that means 7 over 10 is greater than 7 over 12. I hope it's clear. And then let's look at these fractions that don't have the same top numbers or bottom numbers. Let's look at 5 over 7 and let's say 3 over 8. If you're asked to compare this fraction, what to do is this. You cross multiply. You multiply this by this. That is like this. 3 times 7. And then you multiply 5 times 8. So let's start with 5 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 8 is 40. You write the 40 this side. 5 times 8. The one is up. That's where you write it. 3 times 7. 3 up times 7. Because 3 is 1 up here. You write what you get, the product here. 3 times 7 is 21. So look at 40, 21. The fraction that has the bigger product on its side, the bigger number on its side is the bigger fraction. This fraction has, this 40 is on this side, 21 on this side. So this fraction is bigger than this fraction. So 5 over 7 is greater or bigger than 3 over 8. This is how to go about fractions like this. The last example I will do is, let's say 10 over 11 and 9 over 12. Want to know which one is bigger? 11 times, or 9 times 11, 9 times 11 is 99. 9 times 11 is 99, write it here. 10 times 12 is 120, write it here. You can see on this side we have 120, on this side we have 99. The fraction that has the bigger number on its side is the bigger fraction. So 120, 99. This fraction, 10 over 11, is the bigger fraction. So 10 over 11 is greater than 9 over 12. I want to believe that it is clear enough. Thank you very much for watching. God bless.